Paschall Access Solutions. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are going to take a look at Windows Narrator today, which is another screen reader for the blind and low vision. And it's also very keyboard heavy. Now, if you have Windows 10 or you have Windows 11, you can automatically turn it on. It doesn't cost anything. And it's actually gotten pretty good. We're going to go over the entire quick start guide today. Okay, so for you JAWS users or NVDA users or other screen reader users, you can check this out. It's pretty similar to the commands found with JAWS. And you can automatically turn Windows Narrator on with Control, Windows, and Enter.
Scan. Heading Level 1. Welcome to Narrator. This is Narrator Home, where you can get help, access your settings, and learn about new features. Narrator is a screen reader that describes aloud what's on your screen, so you can use that information to navigate your device. To start or stop Narrator, press the Windows logo key plus Control plus Enter. Explore the sections below to get started. Quick Start button.
Okay, and it ends off with Quick Start button. Now remember, B for button is a very easy to remember command we use as JAWS users, NVDA, and more. C for combo box, T for table. These commands are the same, okay, here in Narrator. Now, with the new updates with Narrator, this is pretty cool too. The 0 on the numpad, like the JAWS modifier key, can also be used instead of the caps lock key. Okay, and you're looking at my screen visually right now. So we're going to actually go over the entire quick start guide. Once again, the numpad 0 and the caps lock keys are known as the narrator keys. Pressing those keys with other keys perform an action. So narrator key and T, yes, will read the title of the window.
Narrator window.
And that's what we're in, the narrator window. We stopped off on the quick start guide. I'm gonna press B.
Narrator guide.
There's the narrator guide. Oh, excuse me.
What's new?
There's what's new.
Settings.
Settings. And that's where you can change the voice settings. We have a particular voice right now with a particular pitch and rate. You can also change the rate by pressing narrator plus or narrator and minus right over on that numpad, which is pretty good. That's the settings. We'll go through that at another time. We'll press B again.
Feedback.
And there's the feedback for a feedback hub and whatever. Now, just like the other screen readers, we can press shift and hold it down and press B to go on reverse through these buttons. We'll do it again, or we'll do it now. Let's go.
Settings. What's new? Narrator guide. Quick start.
And there's the quick start. Now, it's pretty quick. We'll run through it. We'll let you hear what's available. What's pretty cool is after you press enter on the next button or resume button, whatever have you, it automatically starts reading. It's really easy to listen to. We'll press enter and get started.
Narrate. Heading Level 1. Welcome to Narrator Quick Start, 1 of 13. Welcome back. If you ever want to revisit this guide, select Open Narrator Home in your Narrator settings, then select Quick Start. You'll also find a link to the complete Narrator guide there. To go through this guide again, press Enter on the Resume Guide button. Remember, to turn Narrator on or off, press and hold the Windows logo key, then press Control and Enter. To stop reading, press Control, then use the up or down arrow keys to keep reading from where Narrator left off. Resume Guide button.
And it leaves off on Resume Guide. Now remember, Control Windows key and Enter exits and turns narrator back on. If she's talking too much, just press enter by itself and she'll stop talking. You can also use your up and down arrow keys to go line by line in case you miss something. I'll press my up arrow here.
Group. Remember, to turn Narrator on or off, press and hold the Windows logo key, then press Control and Enter. To stop reading, press Control, then use the up or down arrow keys to keep reading from where Narrator left off.
Okay, and you can also hold the Control key down and read word by pressing left or right arrow keys. Also, you can use the 4 and 6 on the numpad, okay? So 2, 4, 8, and 6 on your numpad are arrow keys, okay, for your narrator home row, if you want to call it. You can also use your upside down T at the bottom to the left of your numpad 0 or your narrator key. I hold the control key and press the right arrow.
Resume.
Resume is actually resume.
Group. Remember
Let's
to
go
go through
up
this.
arrow a little
Welcome back.
bit.
Heading level 1. Welcome back.
Okay, and we'll press Control right arrow.
If you ever want to revisit this guide.
And if you want to say, hey, what was that guide? Okay, you can use your left and right arrows by themselves.
Space S-I-H-T space T-H-I-S.
This
space G-U-I-D-E.
guide. So that's how you can zoom in with the arrow keys and read word by word or character by character. We're going to jump ahead and resume by going to that next button with B.
Resume guide.
And press enter.
Heading level 1. Explore your keyboard, 2 of 13. Throughout this guide, you'll hear keyboard shortcuts and narrator commands that may be useful to you. They'll sound like this. Caps lock +1. That means press and hold caps lock, then press the number 1 key. This shortcut turns on input learning. Input learning tells you what keys you're pressing on your keyboard, as well as the narrator command associated with them. To turn it off, press and hold caps lock, then press the number 1 key. You'll learn many commands as you go through this guide. You can view a full list of narrator commands anytime by pressing caps lock plus F1. Press enter on the next button to go to the next screen. Back, next button.
2 important commands. Narrator and number row 1 will put you into keyboard help mode where you can practice typing and commands. Narrator in F1 will take you to settings where you can find many commands, and it's very robust. Check it out. I'll press, I'll read my current line here.
Next.
And we're on next. I'll press enter.
Heading level 1. Scan mode, 3 of 13. Scan mode is a feature of Narrator that lets you use just a few keys to move around your screen. Scan mode is already on unless you turned it off. You can practice turning it off and on by pressing caps lock plus spacebar. Brief sounds will play when you use that command to help you quickly know what mode you're in. Be sure it's turned on for the remainder of this guide. While you're in scan mode, you can press the up and down arrow keys to read different parts of the page. When you get to something that you want to use, like a link or button, press enter. Back, next button.
Scan mode, very similar to Forms mode, okay? In JAWS, NVDA has its mode. So this is how you basically enter text into, or just enter into an edit field and such, or get into a combo box and more. Now I said I'll read my current line just like JAWS. So narrator and up arrow, which is numpad 8.
Next.
Reads whatever is in focus with narrator. I'll up arrow without the narrator key to go to a line above.
Back.
And it's back. To repeat that, I'll press narrator and up arrow.
Back.
Okay, now just down arrow to the button.
Next.
This called next and press enter.
Heading level 1. Reading words and characters, 4 of 13. You can review individual characters and words by using the left and right arrow keys. This is a great way to check spelling. To read word by word, press Control plus left arrow or Control plus right arrow. You can try this now or go to the next screen. Back, next button.
Okay, so I kind of cheated a little bit, snuck ahead on that one. So again, left and right arrow keys moves you between a character to the left with the left arrow or 4, and to the right with the right arrow or 6. Control with either of those will read the word in that direction. I'll read the current line.
Next.
And press enter.
Heading level 1. Headings, 5 of 13. In addition to using the up and down arrow keys, you can also move to different sections on a page using headings. Here are some examples of how different heading levels are read out. Heading level 1. This is a heading level 1, which is often used for page titles. Heading level 2. This is a heading level 2, which is often used for section headings within pages. To move to the next heading, press the H key. To go back to the previous heading, press Shift plus H. You may need to do that on this page. You can try this now or go to the next screen. Back.
Okay, I'll silence that. Just like the button I was telling you, and a lot of you guys notice. So if you just hold the Shift key down, you'll move backwards through the headings. I'll press Shift and don't let it up, and then I'll press H one time.
This is a heading level 2, which is often used for section headings within pages. Heading level 2.
And I have not let the Shift key up, and I'll press H again.
This is a heading level 1, which is often used for page titles. Heading level 1.
And you'll notice I'm moving in reverse through the headings. I'll let the Shift key up, and I'll press H again.
This is a heading level 2, which is
And
often
now
used
we're
for section
moving
headings within pages.
forward
Heading level.
through the headings. This is very useful on a web page. A proper web page is divided into headings and regions and more. But headings, you can always get to the main content of a web page by pressing H. That is very true right now with Narrator. We'll press B to go to our next button.
Back. Next.
And press enter.
Heading level 1. Landmarks, 6 of 13. Landmarks are like containers that enclose similar parts of a page or app, and you can navigate directly to them. They can be a grouping of similar elements, like buttons or blocks of text, or a single element like a search box. Landmarks are super common on the web. There are generally 3 types of landmarks. Navigation landmarks let you move between different parts of an app. The next and back buttons on this page are inside a navigation landmark. Main landmarks are an app's content. The words are part of this page's main landmark. Search landmarks are typically search boxes. We'll talk more about these later. To move to the next landmark, press the D key. To go back to the previous landmark, press Shift plus D. You may need to do that on this page. You can try this now or go to the next screen.
Okay, so I'll just press D right here.
Navigation landmark.
And just like it said, there's our navigation landmark, or where information begins. A lot of times, regions on a website does the same thing. You can get to the main region of a web page, navigation region, okay, on a web page. But D does take you to landmarks. Shift D moves you in reverse, okay? And if there's an edit field, okay, on a web page, you can simply press E to go to that edit field. We'll press B now and go forward.
Back. Next.
With that next button, and press enter.
Heading level 1. Entering text. 7 of 13.
Entering
text boxes are
text.
places on a page where you can enter your own text. You'll find them a lot in forms. When you land inside a text box, scan mode will automatically turn off. After you're done typing, you can use the down arrow key to keep going. If you're in a multi-line text box, you may need to press the down arrow several times to get out of the box. Once you're out of the text box, scan mode will turn back on. There's a single line text box below. Go ahead and practice entering scan.
Okay, so there's scan mode, okay, in HTML or when you're on the web, automatically deactivates so that you can type in an edit field, as we were saying before. So right now, scan mode is on. I'm going to down arrow.
This is a label for a text box. Blank. Scan off.
And you heard scan off. Now I can type. I'm going to type,
Paschall Access.
and read my current line.
Paschall Access Solutions.
Okay, and I'm in an edit field, okay? JAWS key up arrow reads the line. Now, if I just press my down arrow, it'll take me out of the edit field and I can move on with what I was doing.
Group. Scan.
And we're out of it. Now I can press B.
Back. Next.
And we're done with that. That's how scan mode works. So if you're on the internet or you're on google.com, okay, and you press E to go to the edit field, it's going to go and turn the scan off. You can type what you want there and press enter, and that'll activate the search. Or if you down arrow, you'll get out of that edit field and you can continue with other form controls. I read my current line.
Next.
And it's next. We'll press enter. We're almost done here. I hope you're enjoying yourself. This is Jay from Paschall Access Solutions.
Heading level 1. Buttons, checkboxes, and other controls 8 of 13. Controls let you take actions and make choices. The next and back buttons in this guide are a type of control. You'll get to try out several different types of controls on this page. To move between them, press the up and down arrow keys, or press tab or shift plus tab. Using the tab key will work to move between controls even when you're not using a screen reader like Narrator. In some cases, the up and down arrow keys may move you through a list of choices in a control. Once you get to the choice you want, press enter. You'll also press enter to use controls that only have 2 states, like a toggle or checkbox. This is a checkbox text label checkbox unchecked.
Okay, so let's us off right here at a checkbox. I'm up arrow.
In some cases, the up and down arrow keys may move you through a list of choices in a control. Once you get to the choice you want, press enter. You'll also press enter to use controls that only have 2 states, like a toggle or checkbox.
Like a toggle or checkbox, on or off button, simply. I'm a down arrow here.
This is a checkbox text label.
And this is a checkbox. So let's say you were filling out a form and it says, click this checkbox here or select this checkbox to agree with our policy. Then it says you can press enter with Narrator to check it.
Checked.
Now it's checked. Okay, and that's how you check a checkbox. Now, she reads kind of fast for you guys, but she said tab to go to the next control. So I'm going to press the tab key.
This is a combo box text label. Combo box. Choose a continent. Collapsed.
And this says combo box. Choose a combo box, and it's collapsed. So this is very, very typical on the web. When you're filling out a form, you put in your first, last name, your address, and you get to a field where it's or a combo box area that's a list box combo box where you got to choose a selection. We're going to press enter to open the combo box.
Choose a continent. Selected.
And we're going to choose a continent by down arrowing.
Africa. Antarctica. Asia. Australia. Europe. North America.
There's North America. I'm in the continent of North America. I'll press enter to select it.
This is a combo box text label. Combo box, North America, collapsed.
And you can see it changed the selection to North America. I'll press the tab key and move again.
This is a toggle text label. Toggle switch off.
And that's a toggle switch again, like on/off, yes/no. Let's go. Press enter.
This is a toggle text label. Toggle switch on.
Now it's on. Very simple. So when you're on the web, many of these form elements allow you to complete a process. We'll tab to the next control.
This is a search box text label. Edit. Scan off.
Okay, once again, we're in another edit field and it said scan off. You can quickly move to an edit field by pressing E. Once you get to an edit field, you will hear scan off. Once again, I'll type in this edit field.
Suggestion. This is a edit. Suggestions. This is an edit field.
Okay? And I can press enter, usually in Google, and that will activate the search button. We're done with this control. We'll move to the next one.
Back button. Scan.
And we're done. There's our back button.
Next.
And there's our next button. We'll press enter. And thanks for hanging out with me today with Windows Narrator. I had to let you guys know how easy this screen reader is and how pleasant the voices are now. We'll press enter.
Heading level 1, the narrator key, 9 of 13. You may have noticed that caps lock is an essential key in many narrator commands. When used in narrator, caps lock is also known as the narrator key. Insert can also serve as your narrator key. So when you encounter a command that uses the narrator key, just remember that you can use either caps lock or insert. The narrator key will be referred to as simply narrator in commands from now on. Back, next button.
Simply known as narrator from now on. That insert key now is very comfortable to me, okay? And some of you guys, especially veterans of the screen reader game, use that caps lock key. Okay, I'll read my current line.
Next.
And we'll press enter.
Heading level 1, important narrator commands, 10 of 13. Let's go over a few narrator commands that let you customize what and how narrator reads things to you. Here they are. Increase narrator voice speed by pressing narrator plus the plus sign. Decrease voice speed by pressing narrator plus the minus sign. Hear the current item by pressing narrator plus tab. Hear the title of a window by pressing narrator plus T. To go to the top of a window, press narrator plus home. To go to the bottom of a window, press narrator plus end. To read from wherever you are, press narrator plus R. To read from the top of the window, press narrator plus W. To browse a list of narrator commands, press narrator plus F1. To open narrator settings, press Windows logo key plus Control plus N. Back, next button.
Okay, and I'll translate for you guys again. If I hold my narrator key, JAWS key, narrator key, numpad 0, and press that numpad plus, okay, to the diagonal right, it will increase.
Focus on next, focus on next, focus on next, focus on next button.
Okay, that will increase the voice rate. We'll do that in real time once we get out of this quick settings, okay? Narrator key and number row 1 will put you into keyboard help mode. Another one she said that's really good is narrator and the tab key. When you press that key command, that will let you know where you are in real time with a label, okay? So, and it'll also give you guidance on proceeding in a process like an application. I'll read my current line.
Next.
There's our next button, and I'll press enter.
Heading level 1. Try it out. Explore web page, 11 of 13. Let's practice what you've learned so far by exploring a sample web page. Once you enter the web page, all narrator reading and navigation commands will move you around the web page's content. This lets you focus on what's inside the web page instead of all the info on the screen. Here's a reminder of the skills you can use. To move up and down a page, press the up and down arrow keys. To review individual text characters, press the left and right arrow keys. To read word by word, press Control plus left arrow or Control plus right arrow. To move between headings, press the H key or Shift plus H. To move between landmarks, press the D key or Shift plus D. To move to the address bar, press Alt plus D or Control plus L. Once you hear narrator say, search or enter web address, editing, enter the word more to bring up a list of suggestions. Press the up and down arrow keys to move through the options and press enter to choose one. All the options will take you to the same web page. Once you do that, you'll be inside the content area of the sample web page. You'll notice that the up and down arrow keys, commands, and heading and landmark navigation will keep you within the web page's content area. You'll notice a similar experience with Narrator when you use web browsers like Edge. When you're ready to move on in Quick Start, press Tab or Shift plus Tab to exit the web page. Scan.
Okay. And we'll actually check that out. Let me up arrow here.
Once you do that, you'll be inside the...
Okay, so this is going to be just like a normal web page, Microsoft Edge. I use it all the time. We're going to down arrow.
When you're ready to move on in Quick Start, press Tab or Shift plus Tab to exit the web page instead of the up or down arrow keys.
Then
Once you
when
leave
we're
the
done,
web
we're
page,
going to
Narrator will
tab
go
out
back
of
to
it.
reading everything that's on your screen. This is a label for a search box. This is a label for a search box. Blank. Scan off.
Scan off. Okay. And it said type more in that search field. So I'll type more. And then I'll down arrow like it says.
www.morevegetablesplease.com. 1 of 3
Okay.
selected.
More vegetables. It says
Morevegetablesplease.com. 2 of 3 selected.
2 of 3.
More vegetables please. 3 of 3 selected.
Okay, so we have 3 selections. I'm going to up arrow.
Morevegetablesplease.com. 2 of 3 selected. www.morevegetableplease.com.
We'll select that one. So we'll just press enter here.
Scan. Better veggies. Better living. Fast and healthy classic margherita pizza with basil and fresh mozzarella. Time to prepare 25 min. A thin crust is the hallmark of the...
That just sounds just way too good, right? So this is a normal web page. And let's practice some of our commands here. Let's go to landmarks with D here.
Banner landmark. No next landmark.
No more landmarks. So I'll press Shift and D.
No previous landmark.
Oh, that's the only one. Okay, let's press H and see what we have here for headings.
Ingredients, heading level 2.
Okay.
Pizza dough Napolitana, heading level 2. Minimalist margherita, heading level 2. No next heading.
No next heading. Let's press Shift H.
Pizza dough Napolitana, heading level 2. Ingredients, heading level 2.
There's ingredients. Now, let's say we wanted to read inside this heading. Let's hold our narrator key down or numpad 0 and press R to start reading from here.
Ingredients 1 and 1/3 cups warm water, 2 1/4 teaspoons yeast, 1 teaspoon white sugar, 2 1/2 cups high elasticity flour, 2 cups whole grain flour, 3 or more tablespoons olive oil, 3/4 teaspoons salt, 2 cloves of garlic, 4 ripe Roma tomatoes, handful of fresh basil, salt and pepper.
There's your ingredients. And if you want to go in and read word by word, we'll press Control left and right arrow.
Taste extra, flour, 4, dusting, select, all, ingredients.
Heading level 2, pizza.
Pizza. She moved into a new voice there, okay? So we're using some of these commands we know here. And she said we can press Alt and D to go to the address bar. That's a Windows command that I use all the time.
Heading level 2, pizza dough Napolitana.
Bullet, stir warm water, just above room temperature. Yeast and sugar together in a large bowl. Then let stand until the yeast is dissolved.
This is a
5 minutes.
sample page, so we'll press narrator. Almost got me in R.
Minutes. Bullet, stir in bread flour or other high elastic flour, whole grain flour and salt until the dough begins to form. This dough will be slightly more wet than normal bread dough. Let the dough sit for about 5 minutes.
Okay, let's see if it has any form controls on the page. I'll press B.
No next button.
No buttons there. Shift B.
No previous button.
Press C for combo.
No next combo box.
We'll press E for edit.
No next edit box.
Okay, so that's it for this web page. We'll press narrator and home or numpad 7 and jump to the top.
Narrator.
Okay, and we'll press narrator and W
Narrator.
to start
System.
reading from
Back.
the top.
Narrator. Minimize narrator. Restore narrator. Close narrator. Main landmark. Heading level 1. Try it out. Explore web page 11 of 13. Let's practice what you've learned so far by exploring a sample web page. Once you enter the web page, all narrator reading and navigation.
Okay, and that's at the very top of this web page. Let's press B from here.
Back. Next.
And there's our next button. Now we'll press enter. So that's basically how you navigate a web page. We'll do some navigation of web pages in real time. We'll press enter.
Heading level 1. Navigating apps 12 of 13. The next few skills work whether or not you're using a screen reader like Narrator. Heading level 2. Switching between apps. When you have several apps open, you can switch between them by pressing Alt plus Tab. You may need to hold down Alt and press the Tab key several times to find the app you want. If you try the shortcuts on this page, use Alt plus Tab to get back to this guide. Heading level 2. Searching for apps. Pressing the Windows logo key gets you to the start.
Okay, and that takes you into some start menu stuff and everything. Basically, if you have more than one window open, hold your Alt key down, don't let it up, and press Tab to move between your open windows. When you get to the window you want, let the Alt key and Tab keys up, and you'll be on that window. We'll press B.
Back.
We're almost
Next.
done.
Heading level 1. Guide summary 13 of 13. Congratulations.
All right.
You've reached the end of this guide. We hope it was helpful. Each section is linked below, so you can review it again if you
Okay, so each section is linked below here. This is just a quick review of Windows Narrator 2023. Okay, the updated version. Very, very nice. Very, very useful. Okay, and easy to learn, especially if you use other screen readers. This has been Jay from Paschall Access Solutions. AccessiblePass.net, professional training for the low vision and blind in the Philadelphia region. We'll talk to you soon.